Greatly appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Some might ask why I came live at such a late time. Well, my son is up. I woke up, well, I fell asleep for a couple hours, woke up about 2 o'clock. But I like to try to take advantage of some of the audience that's on other parts of the world. So sometimes if I can give you an exclusive live, and then everybody else can see it, as it comes out when they wake up, makes me happy sometimes. So Justin, welcome in from Sydney, Australia. Matt, good evening. Yes, a late one indeed. I apologize for my voice. Um, had our second football game today, which we won. What was it, 18-12? So I'm pretty happy about that. Our defense has only given up 6 points per game, but conversely, our offense has allowed, what was it, 9 points per game. We've scored on ourselves. So our defense is playing great, but our offense has some things to clean up. But we did move to 1-1 today, so it was a great win. So we'll move forward. But anyhow, I came on because the Bitcoin dominance, Corium Concepts, welcome in. Wow, I greatly appreciate you being in here. Right around 1,000 subscribers now here on YouTube. Make sure you watch Corium Concepts if you're interested in Corium. And Corium Concepts, we started here, and I used you as a catalyst. We started looking deeper into the Corium charts and uncovering the 500 million circulating supply. And we started buying it here in the station as well, with you as a major point of reference for anybody who wants to stay ahead on the charts. So we bought our first roughly 1,500 Corium so far. We're going to be doing that weekly until we get to 10,000 with that and solo. Hey, Aussie, welcome in. Tom, good to get alive, and shout out from Australia. Absolutely, welcome in from Australia. Miss Vicky Love, welcome in as well. Wow, I didn't know how many people would be in here. This is great. What a great group. So before we get into the Bitcoin dominance chart, let's just take a quick look at the DXY, how it's starting the week. Just like we anticipated, it looks like it's going to start and have a nice little push up. Take action. Welcome in from Naples, Florida. Wow, what a great audience here. Awesome. And Miss Vicky's from Brisbane, Australia. Look at this. Look at Australia just jumping in today. This is awesome. So the DXY, I'm really looking for that next continuation here. I still don't see, unless we break this rising channel and get a resistance here at 105.37, I just don't see them giving it up yet. We very well could be coming up that 109 level. So we got that with the DXY. So seeing that to start today, that already makes us feel like we're going to have a bearish overturn. I've been trying to tell everybody with the proper assertion. Here, let me timestamp this real quick. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll timestamp this before we do this. We've got 22 people here at 2:42 a.m. I'm flattered. 13 likes already as well. Thank you all so much. Make sure to hit that like button. It will help push us through the analytics and get more people into here. So, good early a.m., 2:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, September 25th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Miss Vicky, I'm up with my son. I actually, believe it or not, I got about 2.5 hours of sleep. So actually, I'm in good shape already. Normally, I haven't gone to sleep at all yet by now. So my son, he woke up about, I'm gonna say 1:15. But I went to bed at like 11. Because I knew he was going to wake up, so I did get a couple hours of sleep, so maybe that's why I'm feeling a little rejuvenated. I might not look like it, but I definitely do feel But he's doing good. Julie's, she's recovering from surgery, so it's going to be a little while. So I'm okay. I'm not a person who sleeps that much anyhow. Normally 6 hours at most. So he'll probably fall asleep around maybe 5, 6 in the morning. I'll sleep for maybe 4 or 5 more hours if I can. So I'm all good. So with XRP, before we get into Bitcoin dominance, we still got this dot cross. We talked about how when we broke that rising channel, it likely would stop us from moving up any farther without a further retest, I should say. Yes, Miss Vicky, that honestly, I can tell you for a fact, I feel that. I've been fasting 16 hours a day for the last over 6 months now. And I can honestly say that is the truth. The only thing that sucks about it, if you stay up late, and then you got to stay out most of the 16 hours you don't eat, you're going to be a little hungrier when it gets to, later in the day. But honestly, it doesn't bother me anymore because I'm just like, that's just times I don't eat. So my body's just like water, 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 water. James, welcome in. Hey, gang's all here. Yes, we have a great gang here tonight. I love being on at these times. The unusual crowd right now. The downtrending resistance, uptrending support, but we broke out of this rising channel. And when we back tested it here and failed to break back up, we had to come down to support. Now we're going to see, do we have any strength at 492 roughly? If not, we break that. And then before we can come down to the 2020 uptrend, just remember this while we're on right now. Sometimes it's good to reinforce these things. If we break down the 492, our next major support is down here at the 41 cent level approximately, I should say, because we should move up. So it's going to be around the 408. We'll just say 408 for safety. So 408 we should come down to. If that breaks and you reject there, then it opens up the door to the 2020 uptrend. Nobody says we have to break that rising channel. It's just that these are the major trend lines we're approaching. So I'm very cautiously optimistic here of what's going to happen. And then if we break down here, we would bounce down, but we can bounce very easily off of these areas. We could have an overextension past 49 cents. I know we have a support down here. Man, to just bounce at 48 cents, though, that's going to be, if we fall through here, 48 cents is not. It can. We do have this neckline. I know what you're talking about. If this is an inverted head and shoulders, technically, you'd want to not fall much past that 48 cents. If you come past there, this is probably going to be a moot point. Because then you would come down likely. If we break this rising structure, we came in here on this bear/bull flag. If this is bullish, you wanted to ride out here and somehow push out. What's happened is we came through. Now, if we come down and get a rejection, you're likely just going to flail. It's really going to happen if we come through there. That is such a major level. I can't even describe it. Tom, can you see a descending channel forming on the daily? Can see one forming off that bull/bear? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, one could say that this, even though it's a little ascending on the support, it's downtrending resistance. One could say that you could use that same box and then measure this targeted move down. And this is how you get that targeted move down, right to 38 cents. But yeah, I mean, you could draw it out farther. I choose to keep it like this. Descending channel. If it's forming a descending channel, that would be a bullish reversal at the bottom. And what he's referring to, which is not wrong, if we come through like this and like this, that's going to be like a descending channel. Is this what we're referring to? I don't remember who said it. But this is absolutely on point if that's the formation you're talking about. That's on point. That's why I use the rising channel support for that area instead of confusing everybody on this chart, Justin. So that's, okay, beautiful. So you understand what's going on here. So the reason I don't have this like that is I just simply go to my other chart, and that'll end up being the support here, guys. Watch this. This will be the support that we're going to run into right here anyhow. So that's about, depending on where you go, you could say 41, 408. But if you come down to that bottom channel, the descending channel, if you want to go like that, this would come right through. Oh, it deleted it. It would come right through to about the same area. That's why I'm trying not to crowd this up. Because these will bring you right. Look at this. Whoops. So we know the rising channel from June of 22. If this breaks down, I mean, this is 44. So you could hit 44 in between. It's actually not quite 44. Hold on. Might be a little bit lower. So yeah, I mean, that's your in between 446, 448. So yeah, you very well could hold that before you break through. So yeah, I suppose I actually like that now that you mentioned that, because look at this. If we did break down and you use this descending channel, we broke this, say we come down here as an overextension, then you could come up here and kind of play in between. Because that's a overwhelming pat. That's a big formation there now. You can put it however you want, but those are big formations. So yeah, you just drawn out the overextension on that downtrending channel wall. descending channel. But yeah, you could absolutely say that. The only reason it gets kind of caught up is because then somebody can say, oh, well, if we go from the major resistance or support, isn't this technically what we're in? If we just break down. So, I mean, we can start to evolve the pattern here. Because then you actually have a major support level. That's how you get, I believe, the 48 cents that everybody talks about. About 473. So basically 473, then you'd have to come through here. And then that's showing you right here. This is showing you how X marks, but you break that formation there, you're guaranteed to come down here. But look, these are still the minor levels here. I mean, you can absolutely say that. I was just trying to keep it clean. I kind of like this though, because then you can see how these are working. You can see how this formation works against us from just getting the 38 cents. So yeah, I like that a lot. So we can keep that a little more involved if everybody wants. I might delete it after, but you can see how X marks the spot at a nice little bounce. Now we're going to try to stay in that formation. Everything converged in that area, which is interesting. These are great prices to accumulate if you don't. Yeah. I just, it all depends where you buy. You have to have a strategy. When things are so volatile like XRP or you're in a bear market, I personally, yep, it will definitely break the flag if 492 breaks down. Absolutely. Consider this uptrend the overextension. Once you break this, it's on that downward projectile. But we still got to be conscious. If there is that inverted head and shoulders forming, it's possible. So now, the reason I came on, and like I was saying, I have a 346 average. I have a philosophy. I'm not buying in until I go 20% below that because of all the volatility. If you have not bought in yet, you have to make your own educated and informed decision on where you'd like to do and what your plan is. Cobb, welcome in. But I've been trying to stay out ahead of this little breakdown for everybody. So the Bitcoin dominance chart, I know I don't talk about it a lot, but it's going to be something new that I focus in on daily. Because I do this on the side. But when I started to put this together, when I woke up, I'm like, uh-oh. So basically what's happening here is we had this descending triangle that we were in. I think it's pretty clear to see. It's descending. It converges here. We finally have a breakout attempt. Well, instead of having a parabolic breakout attempt, we've simply just went into kind of like a rising channel here. And the importance of this, if it happens and it doesn't break out, these are bearish reversals. So I don't want to keep this on here for the uptrend, but just keep this image in your head, something like that. I know we have to come farther down, but just from the top, just keep that in your head. You know, that resistance. I don't want to cloud it up, but if that were to get rejected and we turn around, you very well could have a reversal right back down to here to retest this structure. But we're trying to show a minor breakout attempt. So what I did is we had a resistance here. These same levels, you could come all the way across if you want. But this resistance hits another resistance here, which forms this ascending pattern. This is like the cup and handle. We broke out. Now we're putting a bullish cup. I mean, a bullish handle on the cup. So basically, we rounded the bottom. Let me see. What did I do? Hit the wrong button. So basically, we rounded this bottom. And some might not put stock in this, but I'm putting major stock. Around the bottom, you break out, and then you put the bullish handle. And now it's starting to break. If it breaks out, we've got a little bit of a run here, ladies and gentlemen, for the Bitcoin dominance chart. And it should be able to cut up to about right here at 57.33%. I'm not saying it's breaking out. I'm saying we're trying to have a breakout attempt. And what that means is we're likely going to run up somewhere to that 57 percentile if we do have a breakout. If that happens, we got to start looking out here a little bit. This would be a full-blown breakout. You'd have to get back about 52.29%. I'm going to put that up there as well for that resistance. But if you break that, that's going to give you a little dominance here for Bitcoin. If that happens, all of alt are dumping. I think we could be speaking of an altcoin dump here. And the Bitcoin dominance chart has given us the first sign that something here is not right. Tom is all over the target on these charts. 100 crazy. Hey, Aussie, I appreciate that. Why not just accumulate as much as you can? Are you talking to me? Matt, if you're talking to me, look at my overall portfolio. I look at pricing when it's proper. When I bought XRP, I bought everything I wanted. So for me to go over and above, it's got to be 20% below my buy-in just so that I can stay on the right agenda. I'm not looking to raise my average when I have exactly what I want. Let's just put it that way. Now I would be more than willing to buy more because it's XRP if it comes below. But I've also got a portfolio of XLM, XDC, HBAR, Casper, starting to build Solo and Corium. We've got over 6,000 algo now. We've got DGB and VChain and ZIL, XDC. Like we're starting the Internet of Things accumulation as well. So those are very important. So the reason I don't accumulate XRP everywhere is because my portfolio is much bigger than just XRP. But XRP is my most vital because without XRP, none of this is even possible, in my opinion. We can't go around with liquidity. We need the liquidity of XRP, so therefore it's my main target. When I'm watching the charts, it's the one that interests me the most. It's the one that gets my heart racing. So it's always going to be my number one. It's just a matter of how am I going to do it with the Internet of Things tokens, some of the ones that I believe in on the XRP ledger. The graph we're going to have to really pay attention to going forward because it's one of the leading AI ones. We've talked about it before. But we're really going to have to talk about that going forward after this next dump, in my opinion. So we'll see. So what do we think about this Bitcoin dominance chart? I'm gonna have a relaxation. 36 of you here. I really can't believe it. 23 likes. Please make sure to hit that like button, as that will greatly help push me through the analytics. And then share this on social media to allow more and more people to be here. And then if you appreciate what I do, if you're watching this after, make sure you consider joining Tom's Army. You can even send a YouTube super chat. But honestly, I say this all the time. All you need to do is hit that like button. That's all I care about. If you hit that like button, I just like association with everybody. I don't need to do this for a financial living. I already do pretty well outside of this. So this is just extra. So whatever I earn in ad revenue or from Tom's, I literally throw it back into the show. And then if there's anything extra, I'll invest in some of the stuff we talk about. That's what I do because I want to build this into something crazy at the end where we all did it together. So I don't charge for anything. I just don't see the point of it. Then nobody can see what I want to do, what we're trying to accomplish. But does this make sense, everybody? Do you see what I'm trying to show you here? We had this bear flag breakout. You use this as a resistance. You can come back here too, so don't think it's not. So we had a resistance, resistance, resistance. And it forms this formation where we had the rounding of the bottom. And now we have this cup and handle where we have the bullish handle on the cup. If it rides through here and does this successfully, you're going to have a push up eventually. And we're going to have a date here. It's either going to break this up we're going to have a date with 52.29%. And if we break that, we've got about a 5.5% move probably here in the dominance chart. If not, we need to get down below first 49. It's about so hard. 49.8. 49.8%, come down here and then lose 48.6%, and then you would start to move back down. So let's just pay attention here. But right now we've broken out of this cup and handle, it looks like, and we're putting a bullish handle on the cup here. If we just get a parabolic spike here, this could be moving to the next level. That is also, this formed a descending formation as well. If we just look at the short pattern, and I know I have it from the farther part, this is where it gets interesting. That's kind of, if you look at that like that, and then you kind of move it over, you could say that we had some kind of down channel forming. And if that's the case, this is already speaking of a bullish reversal here. But I don't want to do that. I want to let the chart speak. So that's what I personally think is going on with the Bitcoin dominance chart. Thank you all so much for the 28 likes. I appreciate that. We can do a tad bit better, I think, when it gets into when the update gets released. I think we'll do better with the likes, but it is almost 3 a.m. here on the East Coast. I'm just shocked that we have 37, 35, 38. I don't even know how many people it said. And guys, what this is speaking to, and gals, if the Bitcoin dominant chart is doing this, we've seen XRP out. It looks like it's starting to break down here a little bit on some of this. Look at Bitcoin. Does that mean Bitcoin's going to break down, but it's just not going to break down as hard? Because that looks like we could be starting a topping reversal here. You've got this rejection here. I think we might just fall down slower on Bitcoin. So let's just say Bitcoin comes down here. Let's just, for hypothetical purposes, say we break down. Bitcoin comes down to 22,500. That's a 13.5% move, let's say. Well, let's just say XRP as our example, just so we can see what we're dealing with here. So 13.5% for Bitcoin to come down. Well, if XRP breaks the structure and stays true, just say it stays true. So you're talking about a 13.5% move, but a better than 8% farther move for XRP in that same time frame. So that would give a lot of credibility to the fact that Bitcoin's going to drop, but I think alts could drop a lot faster here. And somebody asks, who's selling XRP? The ones who better position themselves through FUD, with not John Deaton himself likely, with that FUD and horseshit that he put out in front of us, excuse my French. And then obviously the ones holding XRP that are doing this Ripple party, or this party on the 29th, or 31st, whatever the hell, 29th. Those are the ones selling it. That's just my personal observation. It's too close to the next billion XRP release. There's a reason they're doing this. So I think those are the ones. And they're not necessarily big institutions selling out, but when you get a little bit of the whale selling, that ends up getting you a bunch of retail selling. A lot of this sale is retail. We've only dropped, I mean, if you look at it in the last, this is Asian markets right now as well, but we've dropped 365.262 million here over the past 16 hours roughly. So like I said, to start the week, we have a correction to start the week. It's just we can't avoid it. When you don't do anything on a thinly traded weekend, you know you have a correction to start the week, especially with the US dollar still running parabolic. This is actually rounding the bottom and is attempting a bullish handle on the cup if it pushes out. That's what this was down here when we had this little correction. Now you're tempted with about a 4.5% move here, possibly with the dollar. If it goes up another 4%, you're talking about the 109 level. I expect a rocky start here for commodities, precious metals, risk assets. US 10 years up another 0.59% to 446. Crude oil's up to 90.41 or up 0.14%. So it's a shaky start here, not for crude, but for a lot of these risk assets. So I feel pretty good about this update. I really do. What's it been? 22 minutes. Love it. So if anybody has anything to express, this would be a great time to do it. I want to know your opinion. Yes, some exchanges pre-market's already open, but for the most, 6 a.m. is a great pre-market to 9:30, and then 9:30 will officially start the trading day. So we've got about 6.5 hours until we start the trading day in the U.S. For the trading week, I should say. I wouldn't mind doing more lives like this. My son's been up around these times a lot, and I really do like these time frames. Some people think it's the only reason you should go live is so that you can get the most amount of viewers. I disagree. You can always get the viewers when it goes live, like when the live gets updated to YouTube right after. Everybody will still watch it. I think that it's the quality over quantity. You don't need thousands of people watching. You need the quality. I could have hundreds of people right now, but if nobody has a great opinion, or we have a bad mojo or a bad flow, it ruins things. If you have less people and you have a great positive mindset and you have a great understanding, it can go a long ways. But this Bitcoin dominance here is making me a little nervous because it really could go either way. But if it does break out, ladies and gentlemen, because we already had the retest here, this very well could be breaking out. I waited several days to show this, but this very well could start breaking out. And yeah, MC Prosperity, there is no reason for me, you, anybody else who's buying in to sell at these levels. When you're accumulating during a bear market, even if we dump down, that's why I said every 20% you have to have 5 buys. It doesn't mean if you bought $3,000 worth, every 20% you're buying $3,000 worth. But what it means is if it goes down 20% from your buying, you want to be in a proper position. So maybe you buy $500 every 20% down, or maybe $250, if that's what you can do. But right now, this is just, I don't know, a lot of people are selling at weird times. But I've been saying it's 50-50. We go down to the 2020 uptrend, if not lower. I said now it's about a 65% chance we come down to 38 cents. Just a few weeks ago, it was 54% when we were up towards 65 cents. Now it's gone up to about 65% likelihood. If we break down for XRP, this could become extremely evident. Of this percentage could go way up. Right now, I've got it about 65% to come to the 2020 or the 2020 uptrend at 38 cents approximately. If you break a couple of these structures, you break this, then it would go to about 70. You break this, it's about a 90% certainty if you lose 448, and then it's 100% certainty if you lose the rising channel at 41 cents roughly. Well, 95%. We can't say 100. How much market volume will be sold for XRP to go to 38.7? To go to 38.7, you would more than likely lose. I've already got it marked out there as well. So if we go to 38 cents, we're losing in market value for XRP. Let's let this load. I can give you the exact numbers. I like to be exact. So if we break this, you're looking to lose with the XRP market cap from where we're at now about 5.7 billion. So you're looking to lose about 18 to 20% off the market cap. You'd be looking at a 5.6 billion loss to about 20.7 billion. Just to put it in perspective here. I know it sounds like a lot, but remember, XRP's got a 53 billion circulating supply. It's got to drop a lot for it to move. Oh, it is a big chunk. But I think that's setting up perfectly, possibly, for this party on the 29th. I mean, look at the optics here. What John Deaton did was nothing short of a kick in the nuts here on Friday. What he did there was a way to, take the confidence out. Now you even look farther ahead. You're like, oh, well, even though he had thick move, he had news that was kind of relevant. He at least put the pressure down on the 29th. So now what? Are we going to get the same disappointment? They're acting like it's going to be a settlement on the 29th. Just remember, folks, where there's smoke, there's fire. And that's not the smoke where there's fire. The smoke where their fire is where they already filed the extensions into 2024. The SEC and Christian A. Larson's and Brad Garlinghouse already agreed on these things. The date is out in 2024, so why would I think that the SEC is just going to allow a settlement? I think there's 0% chance. Well, all right, a 95% chance that it's not a settlement, a 1% chance it is a settlement, and a 4% chance it's something other than the Ripple IPO. That's where I stand. I think they're going to full-on hammer this Ripple IPO. I hope I'm wrong. Trust me, I hope I'm wrong, because that would be a devastating hit. No, you're absolutely right. They haven't announced an announcement, saying that there's an announcement, but social media has done it for them. That's what I'm saying. The best you can hope for is a Ripple IPO announcement. Social media with all these big influencers, like the ones at the top of this category on YouTube that are paid promoters and paid advertisers and paid sponsors from everybody, they're the ones who are pushing the narrative that there's a settlement. I'm trying to tell everybody the best narrative you can hope for is a Ripple IPO, if anything. I'm hoping I'm wrong. And honestly, guys and gals, some people might think that I'm envious of the ones who might have 100,000 or 500,000 or even 75,000 subscribers. I'm not. When I look at what we've achieved, I'm so happy. The fact that we could continue telling the truth and do it the way we do outside of what most do, I'd say 95% of the communities they have their own nefarious purposes. For what we do, I'm absolutely proud. Yeah, we're stuck at 18,500 right now, but that happens. I often have times when people get uncomfortable and they'll unsubscribe, and then we move on. I really appreciate this environment. And I'm so happy right now to have 43 people here while I get it's just one of those things. Think about it. I come in at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know this video will probably get 700 to 1,000 views by the time everybody watches it. But just the fact that 45 of you or 40 of you right now, we can have this conversation, it means a lot to me. Tom, be proud of what you do. You and TJ Markets are the only two I truly listen to and take advice from. Excellent, Justin. Thank you so much. That's not bad company to be in at all. Actually, somebody who has a little ethics left in the game. I can't disagree. It's a good one to put out there. I've never seen anybody mention that channel. Kudos. And Miss Vicky, thank you so much. And everybody else, I'll get to the comments when I see it again. Um, awesome work you do. Thank you, Digital Polymath. I appreciate that. James, thank you so much. Mark, much love. Justin, thank you so much. And yes, I agree. They have fueled this way too much. But it's not unlike what they did to John Deaton. He likely got a bad rap because he didn't put that information out, but they made it into something it wasn't. He just ended up acting like it was going to be some big announcement, you know. So I don't hate him for that. I don't like that he's starting to take more of the spotlight and taking. It sounds like the easy money approach. He doesn't need it though. He's a lawyer, so it doesn't. I don't understand. Maybe I'm just not greedy. I guess I don't know. So just the reason we came on. I want to further talk about this Bitcoin dominance. It's bothering me. Wow, look at that. 40 likes now. Yes. For anybody just tuning in who's asked earlier, we did win the football game, everybody. We got our first win of the season. We're 1-1 now. Our defense is only allowing 6 points a game. Our offense is allowing 9 points a game. I mean, put that in perspective. We didn't have any interceptions today. No pick sixes like last week, how we had 2 to start the game. But we did have 2 safeties today, which, oh man, made me want to snap my head off. But so we won today at least 18-12. But we're only allowing 6 points per game. So I think we're going to, next week's going to be tough. Next week we're playing a team that breaks the rules, and I'm not going to hold no bones. I've been told by every parent on the team, this is my first season coaching. Well, this person actually takes videotapes and he does like video practices and he runs practices outside of the league. You're only allowed to practice 1 hour a week and he does it 4 times a week. So should be interesting, but I'm up for a good challenge. I always love the people that are bending the rules. We definitely have to come down last low in order to shake out the, I agree, Digital. I agree with that. Have to go time and everybody start cooking dinner. Justin, have a great dinner. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, we've been on for about, what's it been? 32 minutes now. Wow. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on. I'm just going to keep flowing for a little bit. But this Bitcoin dominance, everybody, if you're just tuning in, is really bothering me. If this is a breakout attempt, we would start to come up here. But if not, we would know because we'd start breaking this up, trying at about 49.8, and then we get rejected likely. And then start forming down. Now, in this particular time frame in the daily, we could say we've had this bearish cross that we're trying to invalidate. See, we've come back through, and now a test of support and a hold would invalidate that initial bearish cross. And it looks like we've started some kind of inversion here. This looks like it could be starting a breakout. It still looks pretty weak volume wise. I don't know. If this does have a little push up here, the dominant chart doesn't necessarily mean Bitcoin's going up while alts are going down. It's quite contrary to that. Bitcoin looks like it could be ready for a better than 13.5% move to the downside to 23,300 approximately. Like we broke the broadening wedge. The technical target up was 36,321. Technical target down, we fulfilled at 25,194. A rejection at the pivot level and a breakdown and a loss of that level would bring you down now. Another technical breakdown on the next flag would bring you down to this either 21,966, but first you'd have to come down to like 23,000. It's like 23,100, I would say. Let's just say 23,100. Actually, it could be much worse if we continue this down straight and it hits here. If we hit it around Halloween, this is forming a very bearish trend here if we break down. It's just the altcoins might fall harder than Bitcoin. The dominant chart suggesting that could be possible, but the dominant chart's also suggesting you could have just as big of a fall. Like this could be a head and shoulders topping maybe. It's just this has to be a bullish handle on the cup if it's going to break more. That's why this uptrend is so important. This is the breakout attempt from the old resistance. Now we converge, and now we're trying to break out. This is kind of your overextension area until you break out, because you can always break down after this. This is just kind of overextending right now. You did break up, though, and now you're trying to hold support. Very important start to the week here, ladies. And gentlemen, I can't stress it enough. Got one of the most important starts of the week here we've had probably in the last 90 days. And I only say that because a start like we're likely going to get, it could be the start of a better than 20% downturn in crypto. It is what it is. Don't have to be afraid of it. I'm not. The opportunities that we're going to get in the next few weeks are going to be friggin' spectacular. And this is what I was trying to say when it was 2021. I was hoping we had a downturn like this when everybody was watching. Because we got in, but then it was just off to the races after we got our XRP and then whatever. You know, it only took about, what'd it take us? 6.5 total weeks for that entire move to happen. And then we were back out of XRP, which was crazy, for a year and a half. So now we're looking at it again. Oh, absolutely, James. I'm not looking to sell anything. So if it goes down and some get worried, if it goes down 20%, just have 20% in liquid funds of what you've purchased or where your average buy is. See, if you have a 20% drop but it's above your buy-in, it's very difficult to buy when it's above your buy-in if you've got what you want to hold. You're not really looking to rise your average. Unless you haven't got what you want, nothing wrong with buying it on a breakdown. These numbers still, it's under 50 cents again. I used to say in the beginning, under 50 cents buy, but sub 40 is where I want to be. I really want to be sub 20, but, you know, I'll take it where I can get it. To buy 10,000 XRP, even where it's at right now, is just about $4,950. To put it in perspective, where we sold it out in 2021, it would have cost you $16,600 for the same amount of tokens. So, yeah, it's a little bit higher right now, but putting it in perspective, and that's not, see, a lot of people are like, well, that's the old high. No, I'm not using all-time highs. I'm just using the old failed run-up in 2021. Make no mistake about it, XRP had a major, major, major deflation in 2021. It was a major, major rejection, and we failed miserably after a 4-year rounding the bottom. We could not break over even $2 and come retest all-time highs. That was by design, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason why this is happening. No big business, no institution wants to buy XRP with the amount of tokens they have to buy if it's at a $3 cost or a $1.90 cost or $1. This is why it happens. Could it happen again as far as a failed run-up or a run-up attempt again for XRP? We're building right now. The same thing we did from 2017 to 2021 started again in 2021, late 2021 after the dump down. We're starting to rebuild this. We just don't know if we put in a bottom yet. We can't know. The only way we'll know is if we invalidate this structure. And your first layer is you've got to get all the way up, as we know, first layer, you got to get all the way up to like, what is it, 60? And for some reason, it just, XRP can't do it. And as you can hear, my voice is cracking. So we're probably coming to a closer end here, but I think we did a hell of a job here tonight. XRP, or actually early AM. See, everybody's going to get a quick early update this morning. They're going to come on and be like, holy crap, he's already done 40 minutes. What is he doing? So if we take the grand formation here, what happened to my downtrending resistance? I love TradingView. How it always deletes everything. So easy to draw it if you know what you're looking at, but still, I don't want it to keep deleting it. But that's your downtrending resistance that actually fills out the pattern all the way through. See how it fills out? So XRP, to even have to be like, okay, we're starting to round and we can push out again, we have got to get over this downtrending resistance. It depends where you push out. If we wait until December of this year around my birthday, 85 cents. If we start pushing farther down, I mean, it comes lower, but we've got to get above that downtrending resistance. That is number one. We can't sugarcoat that. If we're in this formation, we're in the formation. That's exactly what happened here. Look at this, Miss Vicky. And I know a lot of people don't acknowledge this, but I do. Get rid of this. I acknowledge this. Okay? That's QE. Remember, I had QE up there for a reason when we came up there, and then we started quantitative tightening, and that's why we came down. And then we had QE again and tried it once more. So We came all the way up here, right? All-time highs. That's what I'm referring to, rounding the bottom. All we did was create a lower high. It took us several years from 2017, 2018 in January, all the way through April. So 3.5, almost three, what was it, about 40 months. Nah, maybe not that long. Yeah. Literally, it took 40 months to get here. We got a rejection on the downtrending resistance. What is so deflating here is it did it again, and we did a shorter formation just to come through and get rejected again. I mean, look at this. That's the problem here. We did all that work just to get just to get rejected again. And now we have to try to round it again. 38 cents will get us the next chance to round it again in a smaller fashion. So now when everybody starts to say, well, how do you get these numbers and why do you put such stock in 38 cents? Because look how many times we rounded that bottom. Our next chance to round this bottom to make a smaller version of what we're doing, likely for rejection until 24, is you'd have to come back through. And that would be if you come all the way. I'm talking just do this and then kind of bounce through here. Now you could absolutely come through and then you hit the 2020 or the 2017. Now, do you want to come all the way down here to the 2013? I don't necessarily think that's what it's doing because we have a proven history that, look at this. Every time we round, we start a little higher. Just hear me out real quick. And everybody who watches this morning, this early morning update, is going to very much benefit from this. And I might tap into this and share just a small portion of this part. So we rounded the bottom, broke up. Rounded the bottom, broke up, rejected. That's our first sign that we're in trouble. Rounded the bottom, broke up, rejected. Now our next chance to round the bottom and do this again is at 38 cents to do this proper rounding the bottom like we've been. It's just doing it in smaller fragments. Now, mind you, if it does it here again, you run out of space and then that very well could lead you to a big breakdown. So this is what I pay attention to, everybody. Michael, welcome in. Thank you so much for tuning in. But that's what I got, everybody. I hope this was able to help everybody. I really do. I appreciate everybody who stuck around for, how long were we on? 40. I would have never thought I would have stayed on 42 minutes right now. I'm still babbling here a little bit, but we have 52 people in here now, 50 likes. Tremendous showing. Tremendous showing. So, I appreciate you all. Griffin, welcome in from Belgium. But I'm going to give my voice a rest. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you got anything out of this, make sure for sure you hit that like button. Share this far and wide on social media. And then if you're looking for an exchange to trade with like I do, video description below. You can find MEXC and or FEMEX, even Uphold. Just pay attention, lowest spot maker fee with MEXC if you can use it. FEMEX for USA users. If you want to show me support, that's in the video description below. Join Tom's Army. Or you can even send a YouTube super chat. But most importantly, just hit that like button. I appreciate you all. That's all there is to it. Miss Vicky, have a good night. Michael, thank you all so much. I will definitely try to get some rest when my son falls asleep, but I have a feeling he's going to be up for a few more hours. And everybody who tuned in, I'm blessed and honored to have each and every one of you a part of this audience. Stay positive. Positivity over negativity. We play the winner, not the victim. That's why we get all the education, not only on the charts, but the news alike. And then remember to give thanks to your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because, we're all very blessed to be here. Felix, be blessed. God's already given you something far more valuable than anything you can request. It will all come your way. I want to see that last part before I leave. I've been blessed. I know that for sure. And I also know when you're blessed by God, it means you're also blessed by the devil in a different way. So you have to keep your motive straight. That's why I always say it's a never-ending battle. But if there's one thing I have, it's integrity, and I'm not willing to give that up. So I think this program is going to be just fine. He's your loving Father. Peace. Absolutely. Well, I mean, the reason I say that, if you're favored by the Lord, that means you're also favored by the devil. Mike Tyson said it best. You really are. Because that means if you're favored by God or the Lord, however you want to phrase it, you're going to be put in a position where you're probably doing a little bit better than everybody. To say that you're favored, or for people to think that, But that also means there's going to be more temptation, and that's where the devil comes a calling. So for me, the temptation is that 5-figure lucrative monthly deal that I can sign right now. That is the devil calling. That's not a joke, by the way. I always say it like I'm joking, but I'm really not. I've been offered something by a couple major exchanges, and then a major shitcoin that's on the market that some of your favorite influencers have put out. I know now why, because it's offering a big stake. A lot of tokens for me. Over 1 million of them they were offering me. Just put in perspective. So imagine if I could pump it up to a penny or two, right? Or 10 cents. But that's where you look deep down. I don't even need to look deep down. I know my true motives. When you do it with purity and integrity and without hurting somebody, you can look yourself in the mirror. Most people that do what I do can't because they know they're scamming people to get where they're at. So stay true, stay here, stay loyal, and stay on top of things, because in the bear market, it's the one time you really need to stay on top of it. I appreciate you all. And remember, we're the light. Like Felix said, we are the light. We are the light surrounded by a world of darkness, but light distinguishes the dark. You need the dark to show you the light. You need positivity to see negativity, and you also need the negative ones to see how beneficial positivity is. You need the ones that show hate in this world so that you can see the power of love. The gift of kindness over hatred. You can also see how far it gets you. You don't use race at your disposal when it is convenient. We're all in it together. That goes for any, because in my race, when I was called the sand, you know what, everybody would call me. And it's what they call the African Americans, or what they call each other, I should say. I'm not African American, but I definitely fit in because I used to hang out with not so good crowds when I was a kid, well, younger, because I grew some good cannabis, so you can imagine, in Detroit. So I've seen it all. But one thing I can tell you is unity beats it all. That's the truth. Unity. That's it. Have a good